Chapter 6 Tata Consultancy Services. TCS is a case study in how Tata builds successful companies. Tata typically starts in market niches where there is less competition or a lower barrier to entry. Next, the company invests in capabilities, people, and relationships. It works to move into more profitable lines of businesses, either through expansion, acquisition, or by creating entirely new lines of business. TCS is now among the highest valued companies in its industry globally and is deemed the jewel in the Tata crown. Of the Tata Group's 130 plus businesses, TCS is today the most prominent and most valuable. Providing IT services, consulting, and business solutions, TCS is also currently the most profitable of all the Tata companies. Its success has helped to shore up or fund growth in other Tata ventures, all the while moving quickly upmarket in an extremely competitive consulting environment and operating as one of the fastest growing IT services companies in the world. That hasn't always been the case. A few years ago, TCS was stuck at the bottom of the IT consulting pyramid. Having started at ground level as an operations consulting firm specializing in day-to-day IT management, TCS quickly became a major player in that space. Operations consulting is, however, a low margin, low prestige business, and TCS had visions of providing far more than this limited level of consulting offerings. Like its Tata brethren, it aspired to greatness. Thus driven, within a few short years, TCS moved into managing IT infrastructure, transaction processing, and offering its global clients consulting-led solutions that it would implement, operate, and support successfully. Now highly competitive with these and other consultancies, TCS rose by building expertise in a number of core competencies and then skillfully marketing that knowledge to other companies. It currently employs over 300,000 workers in 46 countries and expects to hire 55,000 more during the financial year of 2014. That is rapid growth. Today, TCS is the largest Indian company based on market capitalization. It is also the largest India-based IT services company and was named in the Forbes list of the world's most innovative companies. It recently passed the $60 billion market capitalization mark, surpassing major rival Accenture. A backward glance. TCS is rooted in the internal IT resource J.R.D. Tata created in 1968. Quite quickly, the unit transitioned to providing services to external as well as internal clients. Early contracts involved creating an interbank reconciliation system for the Central Bank of India. The breadth and depth of services grew from there, and under the leadership of Fakir Chand Kohli, an electrical engineer seconded from Tata Electric Companies, TCS launched by 1975 a formal training program for a dozen or so first-year recruits from the Indian Institute of Technology and the Indian Institute of Science as a way to create a steady stream of talented and qualified IT candidates. The training program remains a feature of strong technical talent to this day. Only the scale has increased, with TCS now spending over 50 million hours every year training its people. Hiring the best and the brightest is a hallmark of Tata Sons, and TCS typifies the group-wide insistence on excellence. As former TCS CEO and current Vice Chairman Subramanian Ramodarai explained, in addition to finding pros within depth technical skills, we have always had passionate people. People who are willing to roll up their sleeves and get down to brass tacks. They have performed relentlessly to help TCS reach milestone after milestone. That willingness to assume responsibility and take action is quintessential Tata, and it is a rare commodity in today's large and complex corporations. In 2004, 3 decades after Kohli, often dubbed the father of Indian IT, started building the academia ecosystem for Indian IT to thrive, TCS was incorporated as a separate entity under the Tata Sons umbrella. As Tata recognized the coming opportunities in the software industry, it began positioning TCS for greater success. As is typical in the Tata corporate hierarchy, once divisions demonstrate productive self-sufficiency, they are pushed out of the nest to take wing as independent businesses. It is important to note that TCS was at this time a true entrepreneurial venture, small but clever. Leveraging its independence fueled its growth and ambition. Attracting top talent. The key to the TCS strategy for success has always been an intensive, wide-ranging search for talent. TCS goes more than the proverbial extra mile to identify, attract, and retain top consultants and analysts. Fortunately for the enterprise, once they join the Tata family, few employees ever want to leave. Pervading each company and the Tata Group as a whole is a sense and spirit of community which brings employees together for activities inside and outside of work. Feeling a part of the global community is even more important, however. The company's larger mission of helping others is a major draw for employees. They know or quickly learn that the Tatas have never been in the business just for the money because they are not evaluated solely by financial metrics. TCS employees are free and motivated to invest their time and energy in work they know will benefit others. It's an addictive way of life. Beyond feeling the conviction that they play an important role in social change, TCS employees, like employees throughout the Tata Group, are well cared for. They are encouraged to participate in fitness and wellness activities on TCS campuses. The company enthusiastically supports employee sports at the local as well as national level. TCS Maitri was organized specifically to foster a spirit of camaraderie among TCS employees and their families through activities designed to encourage their hidden aspirations and talents and to extend the TCS community into the larger community beyond the company. It is a platform for employee-initiated programs, all in the Tata spirit of making life better for others. These programs demonstrate that while salaries are highly competitive and the TCS employee healthcare program super, financial incentives and other perks are perhaps not the only important reasons that associates join the TCS team. Audaciously big goals. Audaciously big goals, that is how S. Ramod Rai described the strategic targets that the company aims for. Back in the late 1990s, the TCS team began meeting weekly at Ramod Rai's house in Mumbai to create a vision for what TCS could be. Ramod Rai was the visionary who sold Ratan Tata on what TCS could achieve. That vision included ambitious, audacious financial goals. One of our first ideas was to get to rupees 2000 crore in revenues, approximately $320 million by 2000, says Ramod Rai, simply because it looked achievable and had a nice ring to it. Soon we realized it was too short a target. From the achievement came a new goal, top 10 by 2010. TCS challenged itself to become a top 10 IT software and services company by the end of the first decade of the new century. It was audacious but also specific and doable. The goal quickly became the company's rallying cry. But TCS didn't stop there. Management followed through on execution by taking steps to ensure the goal would be met. Top managers met regularly with employees during special open houses at which they would break down what each individual could do and what teams needed to do together to transform vision into accomplished fact. These conversations helped hone the critical activities that would have the greatest impact. They were the top 10 by 2010 success parameters: revenue, profitability, number of employees, and market capitalization. By 2003, TCS was a $1 billion IT services company. By 2009, it was a $6 billion, having cracked the top 10 list a year early. In 2013, it topped $11 billion and still shows no sign of slowing down. Clients and prospects. While TCS always provided top-notch services, the company's sales and marketing capabilities were once perceived as weak, and quite rightly so. Accordingly, in early 2009, Natarajan Chandrasekharan Chandra, at the time the designated CEO, decided to divide the company based on customer relationships. He split personnel into two groups. One he designated sales, the other client partners. Sales were the sales and business development professionals charged with finding or rebuilding customer relationships, and this group was further broken out by industry. Chandra supported both groups by setting up global centers of excellence, which developed world-class solutions that the sales could sell to new clients and the client partners could sell to the existing ones. The new approach worked wonders. In just 4 years, TCS vaulted from a purveyor of operational IT services to a full services firm with a portfolio of businesses spanning IT infrastructure, business process services, embedded with high-quality domain, technology, and consulting talent. The company rose to the high end of the global consulting scale in a few short years. While still retaining its bread and butter business in IT services, today TCS competes at a very level of the consulting value chain and is regarded as a full-service firm on par with IBM and Accenture, head-to-head with the biggest and the best. By creating customer and industry-focused units backed by focused centers of excellence and innovations across its key markets, Chandra built a new type of organization that was small enough to remain agile and relevant to customers in each market by being close to them, but also allowed these nimble units to leverage the powerhouse of technology and industry expertise that TCS had built. The first center, established in 2007, was the Global Consulting Practice, the GCP, subsequently in Peterborough, England. TCS set up the first insurance solution center of excellence. Today, there are 16 centers of excellence operating out of the United States, Australia, Argentina, Colombia, Spain, the Netherlands, Hungary, South Africa, Singapore, China, and South Korea. Allowed to focus exclusively on their specialty, each center of excellence has developed deep expertise along with a reputation for producing results. This approach has helped TCS develop a breadth and depth of subject area expertise that has allowed the company to go head to head against the older, most established consulting firms. An obsession with doing things right. With its climbing market capitalization, TCS has drawn applause from analysts and clients alike. TCS has long been the 800-pound gorilla in the Indian offshore space, but until recently has never really been able to take its rightful spot in the market, always overshadowed by the likes of Infosys and Wipro, says Partha Iyengar, Gartner Research Head in India. Today, they have very clearly separated themselves from the rest of the Indian pack. While Iyengar was speaking about TCS, the assessment holds true for nearly all of the Tata companies. Tata Sons is run like no other enterprise on earth, and that is a good thing for all of us. An obsession with doing things the right way, coupled with a passion for charitable work, has been passed down through the decades from Jamshedji at the very inception of the firm. This ethos continues to energize and challenge the company employees to do the very best work they can, not for themselves and for the prospect of a raise or promotion, but because it will generate more profits to be invested in doing good by improving many lives. How many other for-profit companies are dedicated essentially to making more and more money so that they have more to give away? None. Tata Sons stand alone in its mission and its operating principles. It stands alone, but it could well serve as a role model for the most deeply ambitious among us.